Good evening, Hiram. Please, take a seat. Let us spend a few seconds in silence. Much better. Now I can see you clearly. In a few words, how are you finding my home? That is precisely what we are going to talk about this evening. The rules of my household, because you haven't done this before, and believe it or not, I'm a sensitive man in dire need of comfort and self-expression. Though you might not have noticed, I don't perceive things like most people. Without going into medical explanations or technical details, what you need to know is that I have difficulty describing things the way you do because I don't see things the way you do. I don't sense the way you do. To me, sounds have textures, smells have shapes, and words have colors or different amplitudes, with some of them being way too loud for comfort. When we first met, I was putting a lot of effort into translating my descriptions into a form that would be accessible to you and my business associates, like I'm doing right now. But keeping this up is exhausting, not to mention frustrating, because it often results in inaccurate descriptions of my perceptions. If you saw a ticklish, gooey mouse on the bitter kitchen floor, you wouldn't exactly enjoy having to rephrase, translate, or water down that description and all of its nuance into saying it's a small gray mouse. Because it's not. It's a ticklish, gooey mouse. And this puts me in difficulty. You understand me so far, yes? It is exhausting having to translate myself with every social interaction, every time I speak to my business associates or anyone else, anyone from the outside. So while we are in the haven, that is what I call this place, I need you to put in an effort so that I may enjoy a semblance of comfort, at least in my own house. On the coffee table before you is a 107-page handwritten procedure book that you are going to read within the next nights and fully commit to memory within a week's time. I have full confidence that you will succeed. To assist you on this, unexpected journey, I will give you a few sweet instructions to get you jump-started. As you will discover in the book itself, there are words I find too spiky and loud, so loud and sharp that I can barely stand them. They hurt me. They make me vibrant, pulsating red. Angry, I mean, and as such, they are banned from the household. You cannot use them in here. I have included a list of euphemisms you can use safely which will not disturb me in any way. You have a list of descriptors I associate with each of my senses. You have my textures, you have my colors. All of this to help you navigate my sensory labyrinth as others have called it, as well as a list of things you are encouraged to do, behaviors I enjoy, and things you should never ever do under any circumstances, like carrying a mobile phone on your person. Nico already told you the burning rules. Phones go into the phone locker and they can only be used in the locker rooms. I value my privacy very much. If you need electronics of other types, you come to me and I will have my associates bring you devices that are safe. There are mistakes that can happen and you will probably make them, and they will cause me distress. But there are also mistakes that will result in the immediate termination of our agreement. Like I said, I'm a very sensitive individual, and as such, I can be very stormy and tempestuous. The very first pages of the book contain safety rules that are extremely important in an emergency. In the following couple of nights, we will not interact much until you come to understand my vocabulary. But until then, I need to tell you this as sparkingly, as urgently as possible. And if Nico has already told you, it doesn't matter, I will tell you again. If you see me freezing up suddenly, remaining inert, if you see me twitch and spasm, if you see my eyes turning red or little tar veins emerging around my eyes, if I look at all like I'm having some kind of attack, you are to ignore anything I might say, any request, plea, or threat, and make your way immediately to the nearest safety room, locking yourself inside. As per procedure, you will sound the beast bell so all of my employees know that I am having a moment. It is an emergency, and you and everyone else can get to safety and wait no less than 30 minutes. After that, you may come out knowing it's safe. I cannot stress how important this is. Whatever I might say, do not come out. Physically, I am extremely healthy. I will never faint. I will never have a stroke. I suffer no physical pain whatsoever when I am in that state. You will see for yourself. I will not go into details now. But when I am in that state, if you hear me complaining about any of those things, pains, burning, if I come begging for your help, you stay in the safety room like a rock for no less than 30 minutes. I am not proud of my behavior when I turn vibrant, pulsing, spiky red. And surprisingly, I can control it better when I'm out of the comfort of my haven. But in here, I don't want to censure myself. I don't want to translate myself. I need to express myself and let loose. Okay, these are the most important things. These are the basics. Look to Nico for advice. She knows all procedures. Ask her if there's anything you don't understand, and return the procedure book to me after 7 nights. You can place it right back on the table. If I'm not around, you can just leave it there. On the 8th night, you will take a test. We have to test your knowledge of the procedure book for your safety and for my well-being. If you pass, you will become a member of my household, and I will be able to relax around you and finally speak my mind. As long as you honor my haven and stick to the procedure, I will be very pleased with your service. I will reward you greatly according to our agreement. Nothing of what is spoken here leaves this place. Speaking of agreements, I will remind you of the NDA. Nothing of what is spoken here leaves this place. Phones are kept in the lockers. I value my privacy greatly. You will see that I am not covering up any weird Roman orgies or drug parties. I am just a man who needs comfort in his life, at least in the privacy of his own haven. Do you have any questions? Absolutely. I think of myself as a very humane and caring employer. Yes, those were the words I was looking for. I'm aware that I'm a difficult man, but I'm offering a very honest and profitable arrangement for those who are willing to give it their best and tend to my well-being and comfort. Should you grow weary of our agreement for any reason, should you decide to focus on other endeavors, you may withdraw from my service at any time, and it will be as if all of this was nothing but a dream. Fair? Let's drink to that. Cheers, Hiram. Good, isn't it? It's a very personal vintage, to me at least. Something you could say I bled for, literally. It has a black triangle smell, tastes coily and slippery, as it should. Of course, my words right now are thick and silver. You will come to understand what I mean by the time you finish reading the procedure book. Thank you, Hiram. I will ask you to withdraw for tonight and leave me to my studies. But I can tell we are going to get along like honey and flies. Have a good night, Hiram.